What's up, Buff Nation? It's time to gear up for another thrilling showdown in the desert as your Colorado Buffaloes take on the Arizona Wildcats. If you're looking for reasons to feel confident about this matchup, you've come to the right place. We're diving deep into 5 reasons why Colorado is going to rout Arizona this weekend. From mismatches on defense to the return of key players, this game has all the ingredients for a Buffaloes victory. Let's get into it. This is Plumber Football, because the only way to succeed at anything is to give it everything. Reason 1. Arizona's QB wide receiver duo can't do it alone. Arizona's got a dynamic duo with quarterback Noah Fifita and wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan. These two have been playing together since their middle school days, and McMillan has the size, speed, and hands to be a first-round NFL pick next year. He had an insane 304-yard, 4-touchdown game against New Mexico, so yes, he's a beast. But here's the thing. McMillan hasn't found the end zone in the last 5 games. Teams are figuring out how to contain him, and that's where Colorado's star cornerback Travis Hunter comes in. Hunter's cleared to play after recovering from his shoulder injury, and this will be one of the biggest matchups of his college career. He missed the Oregon game last season, but this time, he's ready to lock down one of the best wide receivers in the country. McMillan lines up everywhere on the field, but expect Hunter to follow him, making sure he stays out of the end zone. Outside of Fifita and McMillan, Arizona just doesn't have enough offensive firepower. Sure, they've got some solid players, but if Colorado shuts down this duo, Arizona's in trouble. Reason 2. Arizona's defensive line will be a non-factor. Arizona's defensive front, it's shaky at best. Last season, they were rotating 10 guys on the line. This year, most of those players are gone. They've had to rely on the transfer portal to fill some gaps, and while Lance Kennelly from Stanford has shown some promise, his numbers aren't scaring anyone. 6 tackles in 6 games. This is where Colorado's offense can really shine. The Wildcats are ranked 70th in rushing defense and 79th in team sacks. That means Shedeur Sanders will have more time in the pocket, and that extra second is all he needs to pick apart defenses. And the run game? Arizona is vulnerable there too. Colorado can re-establish the ground game, and that's going to put the Wildcats on their heels. Reason 3, Colorado will establish the running game. Speaking of the run game, let's talk about Isaiah Augustave, who will be getting his first start as a Buff. This 6'2", 210-pound back has proven he's the guy to carry the load, and this weekend, expect him to get 15 to 20 carries, the most of any Colorado running back under Coach Prime so far. In the game against UCF, Colorado finally found some balance, handing the ball off 24 times compared to just 10 rushes against Kansas State. That balance led to one of their most complete games under Coach Prime, and they'll be looking to build on that against Arizona. Augustave is a dynamic runner, and with tight ends Savell Smalls and Sam Hart playing key roles in blocking and protecting Shedeur Sanders, Colorado's run game is about to take another step forward. Arizona's defense won't know what hit them. Reason 4. Colorado's passing attack is still dominant. Don't sleep on Colorado's passing game. Even though they've had some injuries, this is still the 7th best passing offense in the country. And the best news? Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horn Jr. are both back, meaning Shedeur Sanders will have his top targets ready to go. Shedeur's been putting up 300 yards, passing like clockwork, and while Arizona's secondary has experience, they're in for a long day. Plus, with Cordale Russell and Caleb Mathis potentially making their first appearances this season, Colorado has even more depth in the receiving corps. Shedeur Sanders is still very much in the Heisman conversation, and this game will be another chance for him to show why. Expect him to connect with his receivers all over the field and keep Arizona's defense on their toes. Reason 5. Colorado's front 7 will have their best game of the season. Last, but definitely not least, Colorado's front 7 has been trending upward. Over the last 2 games, they've racked up 9 sacks, and the linebacker duo of Nikhai Hill-Green and Levanta Bentley has been making noise. Yes, they gave up 185 rushing yards to Kansas State, but the Wildcats had a strong ground game. Arizona, not so much. With Jonah Coleman no longer in the picture, Arizona's rushing attack is ranked 84th in the country. Their leading back, Quali Conley, averages 76 yards per game, but that's nothing special. Colorado's defense can hold him to his average or less and get back to shutting down running backs to less than 100 yards. The combination of Hill-Green, Bentley, and the block bully will be key in stopping the Wildcats Wildcats on the ground, and with Fifita under pressure from Colorado's ends, Arizona will struggle to sustain drives. So, there you have it. 5 solid reasons why the Colorado Buffaloes are going to roll over the Arizona Wildcats this weekend. From Travis Hunter locking down Tetairoa McMillan to Shedeur Sanders lighting up the scoreboard and the Buffs' defense stepping up, this game is shaping up to be a dominant performance by Colorado. Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Colorado has what it takes to rout Arizona in the desert? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. This is your go-to spot for all things Colorado football. Go Buffs!